Hello and welcome to Access Chat. This is a repeat visit. We're really delighted to welcome back Felipe Betancur, who is the self-styled MacGyver of assistive tech. Felipe, you were one of my favorite ever Access Chat interviews, so I'm super excited to have you back on. It's been a few years, so please, can you reprise for our audience, who you are, where you're from, and the work that, and tell us a bit about the work that you're doing before we then get on to what progress
Sure.
you're making.
Hello, Neil. Hello, everybody. Great to be here. I'm from Medellin, Colombia, so I speak Spanish. So my English is not like perfect, but I will try. So what I work with is like how it says on my T-shirt. If you can fix it, MacGyver it. I'm a big fan of MacGyver. So here is my little toy. It's not focusing. So okay. So it's a little toe of MacGyver. I love the way he thinks about solving problems with with what he have in his hands near him to make solutions, not like buying expensive stuff or very complex, but easy solutions that really work. One of our inventions that is most known is our foot control mouse. This is for people that doesn't know, a foot control mouse is something like this. I'm going to disable the filter. So it's something like this, and this device is like impossible to find in Colombia. I bought it from USA, so it's like very big, complex. It looks like a video game, and our device is just a plastic spoon with a normal mouse, and you put the feet on it, you move it, and with you make the click very easy. It's like very simple, and it works. So that is the solutions we work are not like looking the more fancy solution, very expensive solution with a lot of tools. No, here you got like a knife or anything. You can make a hole, put the plastic spoon, cut it for the size of your feet, and you have a solution with that you can work, you can study, you can have a better life. If people are talking about, did you see the last picture on Facebook, or did you took the video on YouTube or something like that? Yeah, with my feet. I use my feet to do that. I work with my feet. It's not like what you're using with your head, with your feet, with your hand is what you are doing. So it's the same work, the same Facebook, the same website, by the way you're using it. So that's like the success of this project. It's like not talking only about the device, is how easy it is for people to help them build low-cost solutions so they can have a better life, so they can do whatever they want. If maybe for a disability or something an accident or something that happened to them, they need help doing something. So the first one was this mouse, and we continue working and have that was almost 14 years ago, and now we have more than 300 inventions and a lot of things that we will continue talking. But is for people to get to know, is the project is that easy, low cost solutions to get to help people have a better life.
Yeah, I just love your hacker attitude to finding solutions. I think it's great. We all too frequently get stuck on the idea that things need to be expensive and over-engineered, and so the rice paddle mouse is fantastic. I think it's a great example.
So, I can show some other examples of that.
Please.
Really easy, and it's something like that. It is expensive $2,000 magnifying help digital magnifier. So this can be used, for example, in schools or libraries. So people get a book, put it here, or or a newspaper or anything that is printed, and it will get like really huge on the screen so people read it easier. But it's a $2,000 device. Our device is this webcam, very simple. And you simply move it on the book, on the newspaper, on anything read. It's connected to a computer, and you have the really big text. So it's like the same thing, $2,000, $10. So all our examples are work that way, and we later I will talk about the new improvements in the project. The first 10 years were about that, and now we are working with 3D printing and also new technologies to get this bigger.
Yeah. Deborah, you're on mute.
What?
Still on mute.
Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, it's like we won't even go about what a dork I am. But Felipe, I love what you're doing. And it's interesting when you think about assistive technology, because I know that I've been on global UN panels before, and I see the innovation coming from the countries that we say are developing, like Colombia. I remember one time I saw some really, really cool ideas that this young man in India had come up with. And, you know, assistive technology, it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't. So much of the time, people, you know, the more you give to a device, the more options and stuff that you give to a device, sometimes you make that device less usable. And so I love the practicality of what you're doing. I think it's very important. And I love that you're building it for the Latin America population, which often are some of the most underserved parts of the community around the world, in my opinion. So I just think it's really cool. But why? And maybe you talked about this on your last interview, and I, for some reason, missed that one. But why, Felipe, why have you made this your passion in your life's work?
I'm a nerd, a big geek. I love video games, technology. I work with computers. I find my girlfriend on Tinder. So I like technology. So if technology is almost like a big piece, important piece of my life, why a lot of people with disabilities, for age, for a lot of causes, they cannot enjoy technology. So if you have a video game controller, I don't have the time now, but early, I played video games until 6 a.m. all night, and then I continue working or going to university. I was a real gamer. So if you're a gamer, you use only 3 fingers on each hand to use the controller. If you broke a finger, if something happened to you, how you control that, how you play. So I have to make a controller for people with disabilities to let them play like I want. If I work by internet, when I was 14 years old, I make importation. I bring things from USA, from China. I now sell them to Latin America, very young. But I work with that for more than 10 years. So if I work by internet, if I like video games, if I play in them, if I enjoy them, how I can help people get a better life with technology. But then I knew that there are some barriers like money, the price, and the knowledge and price. There are 2 barriers that we found in the project. Why? Because, for example, if you want to help someone that is blind, that cannot see, and they want to use the computer, you're going to see, how? It's impossible. People they don't have the knowledge that they accept screen readers. So when you go and see that the screen readers, like they have like some brands that are very expensive. So it's the money. So it's the knowledge and money barrier. So when you see that more than $1,000, you say, no, it's impossible. So with knowledge, we teach them, okay, it's possible to access technology with free software, free software and low-cost assistive technology, and like you say from India, frugal innovation is like the term they use there, frugal innovation. So our low-cost solutions for real life problems. So that is like the slogan of the project, real solutions for real problems. I am not like on very expensive $1 million workshop with like a big team. Okay, what are we going to invent today for a blind guy? I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to think that they need something. No, I cannot think what they need. I receive a call or a WhatsApp message, or someone goes to the NGO and say, Felipe, I am a teacher of a blind student and I don't know how to give classes to him. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. They are like afraid. They don't know. And for the student, it's the same problem because they're going to school and they are not learning. So when we develop with 3D printing and with our low-cost inventions, this is for example a cane, a PVC type low-cost cane for blind people. So blind canes are like almost impossible to find in Colombia, and even more difficult if you must find them. If I'm very tall, it has to like go to this height, and it's impossible. I tried in a lot of places, and I couldn't find one for me. So for a blind guy being very poor here in Colombia, 92% of people with disabilities are extremely poor, extremely poor. So it's impossible to them to buy expensive assistive technology. So right. Something this maybe this is not like the pretty usual thing.
Practical though.
But it works. And I can like make it, use it, and if I go to a hole and this breaks, I can repair it. The other I can't. So it's like a real solution. In any hardware store, you can find like the pieces to repair it or to make a new one and that is like the philosophy that is like I like most about the project. Because if I teach to some of you how to make this low-cost PVC cane, and you get to know someone that needs it, you don't have to call me Felipe. I need a 1.5 meter cane for someone in Africa. No, you make it. You make it. I teach you and you make it. And that is like the philosophy of the project, like the knowledge given to others. So it's like a big network and more people. They don't depend on me.
Felipe, before we got on air, you held up a sign with your new logo. I was just, I think you should, hold that up so everybody can see it, because, oh, wow, I can see why Neil loves you. And now tell us.
It is Ayudas para Todos, like AIDS or Hope for Everyone. It's like the new logo of the project. The new website now is in construction, but ayudasparaTodos.com is going to be like my dream. If someone asks me like a genie from and tell me what is my dream, I have worked this for 14 years about social inclusion, assistive technology. But to get more impact, I want a big building. But as you see with COVID-19, a lot of buildings closed, people could not fly. So that big building that I dream about, that having a giant workshop, a place to give work to people with disabilities, a lot of things in that building, I'm designing it in a website. Our big building is virtual. So what is the new website about? What is this dream about? And it's real. Three stages, 3 big places. The first one, free resources, more than 10,000 free resources for people with disabilities. Everything I have found in more than 10 years about application apps, software, PDF, manuals, everything that is theory that you have to download for everything, for blind, for autism, for physical disability, for all the disabilities. And we are like making how to organize that, all that information. So if you have, like I said before, a student that is blind, you go to a visual disability section, and there will you find like 2,000 resources for you, or for physical disability, or we are teaching Braille, we are teaching sign language for more than 20 countries, and getting to know more. We have an alliance with a university in Switzerland, and we are making the biggest website for 3D printing for assistive technology. Like all the resources in the world that we can find for assistive technology, free resources, where to download it. So for example, if you want to print this slate for Braille, you simply press the button and print it anywhere in the world. So it's like all you can find for disability in 3D printing, and you can print it anywhere in the world. If you don't have a printer in your country, in your city, there is a printing service that you pay for it and print it. And if you don't want to print it and you're in Colombia, we are giving social work inclusion. We are getting people with disabilities to have 3D printers and work from their home. So when we have someone that buys, for example, the device, I told him they bought a school bought 3 of these, so they print it and they earn money. So it's work inclusion from their homes using 3D printer. So it's like the first half, the first stage is like 10,000 free resources. Wow. It's great. The second stage is like a huge store where we're selling a lot of devices. Here in Colombia, you cannot find, for example, this. This is so easy. This is the Uno game, yes. And here is the same in Braille. So okay, so I'm going to show this, but also in the resources section, I teach you how you can take this version, use the slate, and make it like here. So wow. If you have the money to buy it, buy it. If you have like the way to make it, make it. So it's that is the philosophy. Teach, or for example, in 3D printing, print it for free. If you cannot print it, we print it for you, and you are helping us help people with work inclusion. So that is like the philosophy in the store. The biggest store in Latin America for devices for people that if a school, a library, or someone want to get a Braille printer or something like that, any expensive devices, we are getting those devices, but also low cost, simple solutions, the ones that we have. I have a mechatronic engineer that is helping us, and we are making new devices, not so low cost, ugly devices. We are like giving the next stage for a prettier device that is also low cost, but we can sell it and the same, help people have these devices without having to spend a lot. So a lot of devices. So the first stage is like the free resources. The second is that the giant store with, and also if any other entrepreneurs in Colombia are building devices or services or things for people with disabilities, we are letting them sell on our big store, like to be an only place where you can find anything you want. And the last one is like a school where we're like teaching about disability, about a lot of things, accessibility, and a lot of courses to help people learn about disability and help them. So it's like a giant place,
sounds wonderful,
virtual. So it's like the dream, and is this ayudas para todos.
And I have one more quick question, and then I want to turn the mic over to Antonio or Neil. But you mentioned that you're working with a university in Switzerland. Are you working with others? I know I visited Barranquilla, the University of Del Norte, and the professor that brought me there has a son that's blind, and I know she would want to talk to you, so I'll connect you too. But are you working with other universities? How do you fund?
Oh, right now, no, it's really difficult because.
Well, I'm going to introduce you to her because she will love your work. So, and I'm going to be quiet because I'm being
problem. Me too. I have told like a lot,
no, but you're the guest.
It's been 5 years. Like I have a lot of things to tell. So I was like so excited.
Yeah, no, that's great. So I'm sure Antonio's got some questions, but as Deborah says, you're the guest, and that's why you're here. So we're glad to have you.
Thanks.
So Philip, we have been talking about your work. We have been talking about the fact that you are doing this collaboration with university in Switzerland. But who else is helping you? How can you make this kind of a reality? Working from home, working from your garage. Who is helping you to fulfill this dream?
It's difficult. It's difficult because the NGO we are three people: my father, my sister, and me. From the apartment. The apartment is like a huge mess. If you go to, we don't have a place for dinner or for the chairs, for the sofa. That is like where we have our inventions, our workshop, where we record the videos. You have like the bedrooms and the kitchen, but all the rest of the apartment is like for working. So it's that's like crazy. My father and my sister make the boring but important work about finance and contracts and paper and everything that is so boring, like from all those things. So I am the one that make like but it's very important. I need them, but I don't like that. So they make that, and I make like the inventions and the workshops, online workshops, conferences, a lot of things. What is difficult about this is, for example, when I record a video, I'm the one that records the video. I'm in front of camera. When I finish, I stop the camera. I edit the video. I am the one that works social media. So if that video goes to, like I said, to Instagram, for TikTok, for Facebook, for YouTube, for all, if someone writes a comment, I'm the one answering the comment. So I'm like 10,000 things and a lot of work. So we have like an intern from mechanic, an engineer that is helping us. So he's helping us with the inventions. So I think like he's going to help us. I have like the ideas, and he has like more knowledge in the technical stuff. So I'm sure we're going like to join and make inventions. Right now we are working on the first device we're working is like a doorbell and an alarm for deaf people. So when they ring, it vibrates, and also you have like a big flash light, but very low cost. So we're making it with Arduino, so it's like a low cost solution, and it's the same device. It has like a microphone, and when it detects an alarm, a fire alarm or the doorbell, it starts ringing and vibrating, and we're making that low-cost solution. So we're working with a lot of devices, and he's helping me. I like have the idea, and I like the knowledge and the talent to see what technology he uses for making that get real.
That sounds fantastic. So before you were talking about the fact that you were starting to make consumer devices, low-cost consumer devices. One of my friends, one of my contacts, created or led the creation of the Orbit Reader, which is a 20-cell Braille note taker. And Braille displays are expensive because they have so many moving parts, and they changed the way that the moving parts were created, so that they weren't done on the same piezoelectric scale, and they reduced the cost of the unit from $3,000 to $300.
Great, that's so great.
I'm more than happy to put you in touch with. Yeah, but also, yeah. Is that the kind of thing that you're trying to do? Essentially, reduce the cost by a factor of 10.
And like I said, you on the website, that is not like being selfish and say only my inventions are going to be on the website. No, it's like if someone in Canada make 3 inventions that go to a free resources list with the credits for them, and I join from here, and on the store also. So if the guy you're talking about, they are selling that device. we're more than glad to have it on the store, because that's what we want. We have to give people more alternatives, and the people that the entrepreneurs, people developing these solutions. So most of the times they are like engineers, or they work in a university, and they make like a really great project, but they don't have like the network to sell those devices, to get to people, to get to know that they made their devices. So maybe they get on the news, on a website, on a video, in a TV channel, and people like, oh, great, but people with disability don't get to know that device. So if we open the store to other sellers with great ideas, we can like join in one place a lot of new cool ideas.
Great. And I think that's the thing, you know, bringing those ideas together, making stuff available that is more affordable, and I like the fact that you go from the super cheap and the hacking to also starting to recognize that when people do have a bit of money, they also want stuff that looks nicer and looks more consumer than the life hacks. I mean, I love what you're doing with the life hacks, but I also think that it's great that you're now taking it to the next stage and building products that look sort of more consumable, more everyday as well, because I think that one of the things that people want is for their differences not necessarily to be highlighted by the tools that they're using. So I think that that evolution of your project is really exciting.
Oh, and it's great to give people the alternative. They decide, they choose. I want to pay, buy it. I want to make it. Yes. I'm able to make it. I have the tools to make it. I want to make it, or I have a money. I'm not rich, maybe, or maybe you're rich, but it's not about money. You know what? When you're paying for that, you're helping our NGO, because we're going to earn a little commission also, and you're helping the people with disability that are selling. I forgot to say that in the store. We're going to have people with disability giving helping you. What do you really need? It's not like selling you the most expensive device. Okay, you're at school. Okay, you need this braille embosser. You need this. Is $100,000, $1 million. So it's like extremely no. It's tell me about what do you really need, and no, it's for my home, for my kid. He wants to have fun, so I can have. So the seller it will be someone with disability selling for other people with disabilities, like the empathy, like the getting to know what they really need, and not only selling for money. So that is like a really cool. And also I want to show this to get people to know that assistive technology is not so complex. And maybe you have a lot of devices in your home and in a store that can be assistive devices and you don't know. One simple solution is, do you know how many people, when they want to charge their phones, it's difficult to them to connect for me it's difficult sometimes when I'm like very lazy on the bed and I cannot connect it and it's not working and it's disconnected, and for people with disability and physical disabilities it's even more difficult. This is a wireless charger. It's very easy to find and you simply put it there and it starts like charging. So it's like so simple. And the new battery banks, like a lot of brands, but this, for example, costs $15. And this battery bank have a wireless charger. So I simply put my phone on it and it starts charging. So it's like very accessible. It's very easy to use. It's assistive technology. You cannot find here that it's designed for people with disability. No, but it's easy to use for everybody, and that is like the great thing about these devices. Or for example, I bought this watch it's like it was also very cheap, $15, $20, and also this one is like the same. And what you can see about these devices is that when you receive a call, you can like get the earpiece and put it in your ear, and you receive a code, and very accessible. You cannot like hold or take a phone out of your bag or something like that. You have your phone for an emergency or anything like that here on your wrist. So it's like having really simple devices. With all the pandemic and COVID and all these things, a lot of people suffer from ergonomics. This ergonomic mouse, for example, is like very cheap, and how people use the computer for disabilities, but for everybody. If you and me, we use this mouse, is better for our health than not using it. And this one also is like a wireless ring joystick mouse, so someone with disability can really easy move it, and it can work on computer, on the tablet, iOS, Android. So it's like something very rechargeable. It's very easy, and you can play games with it, but you can use it as a mouse. And this is like assistive technology that you can find for $1,000, $2,000, and this device costs $15. So it's like getting to know or telling people these devices exist.
Yeah.
That you can find commercial devices that work as assistive technology, very easy, very cheap, without having to buy those expensive ones.
And I think that's the thing. When we label something as assistive technology, quite often the price just skyrockets. Because there's the expectation that it's a niche market, and then suddenly people charge so much more, and yet the actual cost of the components is still tiny. So I think that the mainstreaming of these devices, or the sort of testing of these devices and saying actually this is useful as assistive technology, is a really useful thing, because what's technology designed for? It's designed to help you. Help is assistance. So all good technology should be designed to be assistive in some way. So, but I love what you're doing. Is going out there and finding the stuff that's helpful, affordable, rather than sort of and matching people to solutions and so on. So I think it's great.
I want to show this device because I love it. It's like very simple. This is like a microphone, and it have a FM radio transmitter. So it transmits like when you get on any FM radio, you get like a 90.9, and you simply here on the screen you put like how do you say the station? So you put it here, and any number that doesn't exist on your radio, another that is not used, so it transmits on an open channel. And this is great, for example, in schools, for teachers to use this, and people with low audition, students with low audition, also if you are in a conference, also for translations, for tourists, if you are in a tour and they want, okay, on your left you can find this, and those devices are like really, really expensive. So this device, this transmitter, costs $15, and you can use any FM radio, putting on the screen the same station that is free, for example 19.9, and you put the same, and more than 10 or 20 people can hear what they are transmitting using any radio. So this is like great for, as I said, you in schools, in events, and they cannot afford the expensive devices, but yeah, here you can find FM radio and FM transmitter and a low-cost solution using technology, and it works. It works because this is designed to work. This is not like my invention. So it's like the same device that are meant for other uses, use it as assistive technology.
Fantastic. And I've been to the conferences where they're handing out these Sennheiser devices, yeah, and they cost a fortune, and you go to the conference and there's a whole army of people chasing around after conference attendees trying to get them back because they're so expensive.
Yeah.
So yeah,
these are FM radios, and
Yeah, they
And
take
for
your
accessible,
passport.
yeah,
So
for
you
social tourism, low cost tourism, rural tourism, you would like for translations and all those places, any company, any school, anyone can buy these devices, use any radio, and they have like a translation device or to hear better if it's low audition.
Great. So the website's in progress, or is it launched already?
No, it's in progress. It says if you get in now it says under construction.
Okay.
So we are working a lot of that. The designer is like telling Felipe, when are you giving me the other information so we can publish it? And I tell you, no, I'm busy on AXS chat. So I am busy on other things. So wait me a week, 2 weeks. So we are like joining all the information. It's very difficult because. For example, what is the basic of a website? Who we are. So when I asked that question, I wanted to start writing who I am. So I was like, it's like being 14 years developing something, what I am now, what I was before, and I have to like write it on a small paragraph. So it's been like really cool, but really difficult to get like all the new stuff written. But I'm really happy with that, and I like giving time to write it the way I want.
And Felipe, is it accessible?
Yeah.
I know that's a stupid question, and yet I keep hearing from people it's too hard to make it accessible. So I know you're making it accessible, but
we are trying our best
well,
with
that's right.
our low cost with our budget. So we are using accessible template. It's not like the best, but it works. And we're also using a WordPress plugin to help with accessibility. We are trying like not only technical, but the information very accessible. It's like short, easy to understand. So that's what we are working on. The videos, we don't want very long videos with a lot of stuff. We are trying to give the description of the videos so blind people can understand the videos. And we're working accessibility, not only technical with expensive, but with the way we are like giving the information.
Great. Yeah. And you just talked about videos, but before we came on air, you also talked about how you've been using TikTok to get information out there, and it's a social channel that I've avoided so far because I don't need distracting any further. But
I feel the same. I avoided it too, but I say like, okay, a lot of young people are using it.
Sure.
The biggest barrier for disability, for inclusion is the social barrier. So we have to teach those kids being fun. I'm not a clown, but fun and very quick. I'm going to try to teach sign language. So I uploaded some videos, 2 days uploading videos, 15 videos I uploaded, and 10,000 subscribers. That was like, and not only the subscribers, you don't need like the quantity, it's like the quality. So the comments, very young people said that, I love this guy, I love learning sign language. I'm going to be able to talk with my neighbor. I'm going to talk to the girl that I like that she's deaf, and I'm going to talk to her. So it's like, oh, so it's so a stupid video in a stupid network is helping people improve their lives. So it's okay. Let's try it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Social media for good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the thing. We're often far too quick to criticize social media when it's how we behave and what we do on it that is problematic. So it's great that you're using these channels. I can't believe that we've reached the end of our recording time already. I'm super excited to have you back. It's been a real pleasure. I love your energy. I love what you're doing. I'm really excited that you're going to join us on Tuesday night. I need to thank MyClearText, Barclays Access, and Microlink for helping keep us on air. and yeah, good on you for what you're doing. It's fantastic.
Oh, thanks a lot. I didn't have the time also because I talk a lot, but to show all over the other things, but we'll continue in this work. And when I publish the website, I will tell you for all your network to help us get to know this.
So why don't you get some of those things and use them in your answers on Tuesday?
Yeah. I'm going to use it. Yeah, sure.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah. I will.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks to you, Antonio, Debra, Neil. Thanks a lot for this.
We love your work.